Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys have not heard yet, your girl, yes, she has an online community for you all, specifically in mind. I love y'all so much, pastors and ministers' wife, and I'm excited to just have you guys in that community. And for February, we are focused on character building, making sure and ensuring that you guys are effectively functioning in your roles, okay? Anywho, this is a perfect video and perfect example of an experience that I personally experienced as a pastor's wife. Alright, let's get into the video. Before then, I just want to thank all my new subscribers for subscribing to the channel. Welcome to the FAR fam, and for those who have always been here, your girl love you. Alright, let's get in the video. Alright, so the question is, should the pastor's wife lead the women's department in church? I must tell you my experience from that. So I became a pastor's wife at age 25, and obviously I had FAR as well as a ministry, and you guys know FAR started out being a women's ministry, a women's empowerment ministry, from hair care to empowering women, right? So, you know, your girl thought, like, if I'm a leader of a women's ministry, then I should be, you know, the leader of the women's ministry in my husband's church as the pastor's wife. All right, girl, or ladies, yeah. All right, guys. So your girl's ego was pretty high. Pretty high. I must say, when we were having our department meeting and it got brought up, I felt like I was so pushed aside. I felt like I was ignored. I felt like, do they understand that I lead a women's ministry? So why wouldn't I not be the leader of the women's ministry in my husband's church, you know, as the pastor's wife, as the first lady? Well, I guessed wrong, and my ego was way up there. And I must say it was quite embarrassing. And I felt, you know, I must say, I felt like that person probably just never wanted me to lead anyways, because they probably had something against me. I'm just being honest. Can I be honest? But I must say, looking back and now looking at who I am, I actually wasn't ready. So something that probably was maliciously done to me worked out for my good. And now I can honestly look back and say I wasn't ready to be the leader of the women's department within the church. But in answering the question, should the pastor wife lead the women's department in the church? I would say preferably yes. Obviously, because you are constantly in the forefront, even if you are more of a back, you know, doing the work in the back, not being visually seen. You guys, if you hear anything, that is my toddler. But yes, preferably yes, because all the women in the church would most likely look up to you. All the young ladies in the church will most likely look up to you. You're always visually seen. You're always visually being mentioned. So even if you don't want to be seen, you're always visually like there in the public eye, in the congregation's eye, in the church's eye. So preferably yes, because everyone counts you as that mother of the church, or as that role model, that woman that they look up to, that, you know, how they should look like, how they should, you know, behave like. Yes, we should all have our own personality, but let's just be real. The role of the pastor's wife is a strong role. Even if you want to hide in the back, you're in the front. So preferably yes. Now, as I gave my experience when I was a pastor's wife from age 25, when I look back on the little things that I went through, and I thought, you know, I should have been the leader, when I thought I should be the leader of the women's department, when I look back, as I said, I really wasn't fit for that role at that time. So I want to interject and say, if you feel like you're just not fit for that role, at that time, you know, that's fine. Like if you feel like you're not fit for this role that they're trying to present and to give to you now in this season, that's also fine. It's okay. Like we don't have to lead and do everything, and that's why there are other members there, and that's why there are other members that have giftings that can definitely take on the role of leading the women's department in the church. And if you feel as if maybe you just don't feel comfortable in that role right now, you can always take a second role. So you can have a leader, but you could work behind her and you could shadow her, and per se, in years to come, you can take over as God leads, as God appoints you. But don't feel bad about you not taking on that role when it's given to you, or don't feel bad if that role isn't given to you, because maybe it's just not your time, and that's okay, because timing is very important. And you guys know I always say the acronym for timing, according to my husband, is till it's meant to evolve. And you don't want to operate in a role that you are not evolved to operate in. You want to wait until you're seasoned and until you're prepared and ready to operate effectively in that role. And y'all, we will be dealing with this within our pastors and ministers wife community. So if you have not yet to join that community, the link will be below. Come on over, because our focus for February is the pastors and ministers wife role, how to operate effectively and how to function effectively in our role. So I wanted to end this video with a scripture, and everybody should know this scripture. Well, yes, very popular. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. So in this version, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. At the end of the day, sometimes we are equipped. We do have the experience to fulfill this type of role. We do have so many things that we could share with women, so we can be able to function in being the woman's leader of the women's ministry in our churches. But sometimes we feel like we are just not capable of doing that. But I want to remind a pastor and a minister's wife out there today that you can do all things through Christ, which strengthens you, through Christ who equips you, through Christ that will appoint you. You can do all things through him that will strengthen you. Okay? And that's basically it, guys. Comment below. I would love to hear your experience. You being a pastor and minister wife, are you the leader of the women's ministry within your church? And if you're not, can you tell us why not? Comment that below. All right, guys, your girl is out.